Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Al Stock Trades. I hope everything's doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Now, normally I release this Excel spreadsheet to our members, our Al Stock alerts, and our Mastering Stock Market students, but I'm going to go ahead and do something different here to essentially show you exactly how billionaires look for stocks. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be sharing the screen and we're going to be showing you exactly what I'm talking about here. So what I did here was it's very hard to see. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in, and there's a lot of data here, but we're going to break it down really quickly here. So if you want access to this, these are the top stocks in the stock market now. I'm going to explain how I got to that assumption. If you want access to this, it's free. We're offering it for free if you go down in the link down below, alstocktrades /p/stock screener. If you enter your email, you'll be sent this particular Excel spreadsheet. Now, what is this Excel spreadsheet? So what are we looking at here? So if we go ahead and if we essentially search for all of the stocks in the market that have certain criteria, successful criteria that is essentially what a business is supposed to look like, this is exactly what we did. We searched for return on equity, current ratios, market cap, interest coverage, PE ratio, 10-year EPS without NRI growth rate, 5-year net income growth rate, 10-year revenue growth rate, current price. And we also did an intrinsic value DCF EPS, an intrinsic value DCF FCF, and an intrinsic value DCF dividends, and an intrinsic value projected future free cash flow. And again, this is different from the mastering stock market intrinsic value calculation, which sits to be the best intrinsic value calculation on the market, right? So these are just very quick ways to analyze the value of something. So what I did is the first DCF, which was this one, the second DCF and third DCF and fourth DCF is basically the intrinsic value subtracted from the stock price that it's currently trading at. If it's above zero, it'll be in green, indicating that there is value in this company. So a great way to look at it is you can go through all these stocks and you can see which one essentially has value. Now, you could go ahead and say, well, the more greens you have, the more value you have, which is true, but not necessarily. So it's important to look at all these stocks because they each have value. Let me give you an example so you can see the power of this. If you scroll down below here, all the way down, what do you see here? You see Taiwanese semiconductor. Yes, Warren Buffett just recently purchased this stock. And if you essentially search criteria for companies that exhibit such outstanding efficacy within their fundamentals, then you're going to be hitting stocks that billionaires buy, like Taiwanese semiconductor. And if you were to go ahead and take a look at their DCF, you can see that the first DCF has a value of $137, and it's currently trading at $80, which gives you an upside of around $56, hence why it's in green. Now, what's interesting here is the third DCF and the fourth DCF are negative. But again, Warren Buffett purchased it. So it's important to look through these stocks, all of them, even if two of them are green and the other two are not, right? And you can come up with your own conclusion to see exactly what is successful. But now let's give another example here. Just to kind of seal the point. The NAS stands for NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. We eliminated over the counter, which there is a lot of great deals there, but we just wanted to keep things very good. Let's look up Wire, Encore Wire. If you look up this company and we pulled up the financials of Wire, you can basically see what type of these companies, bring, what the search criteria, for my 10 years of experience, we've implemented them in here. And this is what we can see. Look at the revenue from 2012. It went from $1 billion to $3 billion. Again, not as amazing as what growth companies you might see, but look at the gross margins. 8% to 36%. Look at the net income, 20 million to 700 million. Look at the shares, 22 million shares and 19 million shares, minimal dilution. Look at the free cash flow, negative 10 million, all the way up to 516 million. Okay. Now I'm just going to pull this up here, Wire, and let's take a look at the stock. Okay. Over the past 5 years, you can see how when you search these criterias in these stocks, you can see how well you do over time. Okay, how well you do, right? Now, obviously, this is not a 10 bagger, 10xer, because obviously the fundamentals speak for themselves, right? But these are for people that have wealth. These are for people that they want to outperform the market. So if you, again, essentially, if you look at a year to date, it is down 58%. Okay, sorry, to 58%, 0.58%, half a percent. But if you look at SPX is down 17%. And on the year, SPX, the S&P 500, is down 15%, while this stock is up 9%. And overall, you will basically find a general theme within these stocks. So we screen these today. Now, the only issue is you need to continue screening in order to look for opportunities. And not all these stocks are a buy. You have to go in their financials more, and you would have to basically utilize a more intimate intrinsic value calculation where you can essentially have a bull base and bear case scenario, hence the Mastering Stock Market course, intrinsic value calculation. And then you want to look at just to see what the environment of Wall Street is like. You can look at what is Wall Street thinking about the stock. Like, for example, if we were to go ahead and just since we talked about wire, we could just look up what analysts are talking about wire. And again, if you want access to this exact spreadsheet with this analysis done, just there'll be a link down below or this pinned comment section here, and then put your email down below, and then we'll send you off the Excel spreadsheet. But let's go ahead and let's bring this value here, and let's just search really quickly what analysts are thinking about wire. And I haven't done this before because I just literally searched for this particular stock. So if we go to price target and just look up like price target consensus, and then let's look up wire, we'll see. I haven't done it, so I have no idea. And there might not even be a price target. So what you'll basically see is that these stocks, no one's talking about them. And it makes sense because, these stocks, you want folks to essentially not, you want these to be under the radar, okay? And Wall Street likes to accrue these stocks. And if you were to look at insider buying, there's most likely a lot of insiders trying to buy this particular company. Now, let's go ahead and just look up curious to see Fintel. So this tells me that analysts have not gotten to the stock yet, and they have not essentially purchased this particular asset. But if you were to look up the wire stock, you'll see that there's been a lot of buyers of this company, and a lot of these hedge funds have been buying this company. And it's let's say institutions. What does that say? Well, hello. Institutions own 22 long. What is that? 120% owned. That's a little big. I don't know if that's like that, but you can see here 680 total, 670 long, 3 short. You don't short these stocks. Anybody with a brain won't short these types of stocks because these stocks are backed by 100 years of sophisticated teachings from Benjamin Graham, the intelligent investor. These are the stocks that billionaires buy. Again, for a billionaire to 10x his money, that's impossible. There's no company that'll 10x. Tesla, right? Look how much how much news that got, right? Billionaires are happy if they can double their money, okay, every 4 or 5 years, okay? So that's kind of essentially the attack point here. But now let's just kind of quickly really go here for Taiwanese semiconductor. If you go to Taiwanese semiconductor, we found an intrinsic value calculation of let's see here. The first one here is $137, and then all the way up to 100 down 114, and then these two are a little weird ones. We'll explain them later in the mastering course here, but you can see here 137 and 114. Okay. Now, if you were to go to our intrinsic value calculation, and I briefly did one, I got around about 105, 110. Again, we were a little bit more conservative. But if we were to go to the price target consensus. And I assume that Taiwanese semiconductor has been on the news a lot, and analysts have to put a price target now. I assume we might be able to pick up a price target here. And would you look at that? We did. We have a target high of $125 and a target median of 110 with a consensus of 107, right around our intrinsic value. You see what I'm saying? And then this basically falls in line with essentially what's basically happening here. Okay. So this is just something different. I usually share this with our Al Stock Alerts and Mastering Stock Market students. But as you can see here, this is how, and by the way, here is Meta Platforms as well. And if you're curious what Meta is worth, it's currently trading at the current price. Hold on. There's like so many stocks here. Meta. I lost it. Meta. Let's just kind of highlight it really quickly so I can see. So Meta, it has a current price of $115. The first price target $360. Then the middle is $328. And then the projected is $158. So you can see a lot of it's green. So you can see the power of essentially doing this type of calculations. And if you want to find stocks like this, for all of our Mastering Stock Market students, we've released how to search for stocks, and you can use our Stock Trades stock screener tool to help you get started. And this is essentially the goal. When you talk to a billionaire and millionaires and billionaires, their goal is not to 10x their money. Their goal is to preserve their assets and preserve their money, but at the same time grow. And the only way to grow is you need to have these strict criterias. If you were to talk to essentially anybody who, if you were 2020, 2021, if you would talk to anyone, hey, this stock is going to go up 10 to 15% year over year, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. Like, hey, no, I have a buddy of mine who put in $5,000 and became a millionaire. It doesn't work like that most of the time. Usually, you have to have a kind of a diversity of stocks. You have some speculative and obviously some stocks that are going to be, for your long-term retirement, right? And, this type of strategy depends on where the market cycle's at. So I hope this was helpful. I wanted to share with you guys this because on YouTube, I don't really have time to essentially show you guys what happens inside our platform and all of the beauty of stock analysis that happens. A lot of research happens here, but we wanted to share with you, if you guys want access to this particular Excel spreadsheet that was searched on December 11th of 2022, which is right here, December 11th. Put your email down here and we'll be happy to send it to you. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.